This episode of Warp Factor 10 is brought to you by, well, of course, you. If you want to learn more about how you can support the show, go to patreon.com/thearena_podcast. Hey, everybody, and welcome into Warp Factor 10, our show about all things Star Trek. So in this episode, we're going to be giving our spoiler reactions to Picard Season 2, Episode 3. So just a warning for you, moving forward, this is a spoiler-related episode. So Burly and I, we give our spoiler-filled reactions to the episode. We talk about the episode from start to finish, and we throw a lot of spoilers out there. So if you have not watched the episode yet, please go and watch it first before watching this episode of Warp Factor 10, okay? So with that said, I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burly, Burlyman Gaming on Twitch. How you doing, Burly?
Doing good. How are you, Expat?
I'm doing good. So it's the final day of the 4-day weekend. So for me, yeah, we've been just chilling. Took a nice walk today. So was watching some other episodes this weekend of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Just some catch-up episodes on the Q and Borg plots in the series. And last night I was watching a little bit of First Contact again. So, yeah. So, just chilling and watching some Star Trek stuff, man. So, all right, let's get into it. So let's talk about Picard Episode 3 of Season 2. So we start off with, of course, the standoff between, of course, these Confederation of Earth people, the 7 of 9 supposed husband, and they're about to kill each other. What did you think of that scene, man? It's like you knew that 7 of 9 was gonna instigate, and she was gonna jump in and try to talk their way out of it at first, but then that didn't work out, and so she had to take things into her own hand to start the fighting. What'd you think of that, man?
I thought it was good. I liked how it played out. I think with what actors you got and what with the situation you're in,
Yeah,
I think that was the best way and the smartest way they could do it.
yeah, and but it's like obviously they succeed and they kill everybody in the room. They vaporize them all, and then it's the Borg Queen starts to take over, and she starts to fling them towards the sun, and then they get into a firefight, and of course, Rafi's with Elnor in the sick bay, but then there's no power, obviously, and then the Borg Queen starts to take things into her own hands. What'd you think of that part, man?
Yeah, you can't just let the Borg Queen control a ship. No, as much as they need her, no good. Especially, you can't control her. So we all saw that coming.
Yeah, and it's like she took over all the navigational controls and everything, and then she just obliterated those other ships that were following, that were firing on them. She just took them out, and then they hurled to the sun and go into this what was it, like warp 9.6 or something like that. They were flinging past the sun to get into that temporal distortion to go back to the past. And that was a pretty cool scene. You see their faces. You see Picard's face. You see Agnes's face. You see Agnes with the tears. The tears are actually going back up her face. in that scene. That was
Yes.
pretty cool, you know. So yeah, and then they of course they reach the 21st century, and it's funny how, you know, Agnes was talking about, you know, the how the ozone layer is the beginnings of the depletion of the ozone layer and stuff like that. So kind of a, you know, a reference to what's actually happening to the Earth at this moment in our time.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
but
they go to 2024, 2 years in our future. In 2 years, it's still the same old shit.
yeah,
Sadly.
yeah, and of course they're going to Los Angeles, but they can't get into Los Angeles at first because obviously they can't crash into a huge population center. So Picard's like, "Oh, let's crash near my home," you know, like in France, you know, near the chateau in like
I
2024. So
don't know. You could have crashed into LA.
yeah, they
LA,
should have
LA,
did that.
LA can use some thinning. No, I'm kidding. LA, I'm kidding.
But anyway, so they crash down, and then probably the saddest part of the episode, obviously, because the, you know, the Borg Queen had used all of the power to keep herself alive. Then it's funny how when they crashed into the ground, it's like she's like in that little like tube thing, and then the tube just you know,
Yeah.
falls to the floor. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, but the sad part was, of course, Elnor. You know, Elnor didn't make it, you know, because they couldn't get any power to the medical bay to be able to you know, support,
Heal them up.
heal him up. Yeah, the, you know, to power up the equipment to be able to heal him up. So unfortunately he didn't make it, and that didn't make Rafi feel too happy. She was pretty pissed off, eh?
Oh yeah, she was really pissed. I loved her emotion through this, and
Yeah,
she's just she wants to kill the Borg Queen, but she realized also she needs to do what she can to get back, and like she's going to everyone and being like, well, because this is a time jump and all this, is it possible if we fix and course correct that he'll be alive? Because she just wants someone to say that to her, just so she can put that to the back of her mind and
have
just do what she needs to
assurances.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, have
exactly. Yeah.
assurances. And
Hmm.
she's like, I don't know. And she's like, fine, I'll work with this because there's a chance at least. I just got to do what I need to do, get us back.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, but yeah, so they go out obviously, but before that, they were talking about the transporters because, you know, with all the power drain and everything, the transporter probably would be not 100% functional in a sense when they beamed out. So like Rios was saying, it was a one-way ticket
Hmm.
when they were to beam into downtown Los Angeles. And their goal was to get to the highest point in Los Angeles, which is the highest tower in the main part of the city. Uh, but yeah, so but let's talk a little bit about, so the Borg Queen. She, of course, she's, you know, rejuvenated in a sense. She's revived, and they have to figure out where the coordinates are to the Watcher. So supposedly the Watcher knows what's going on with Q and why or how he changed the timeline and made everything the way it was. And so they have to go and find this Watcher. So we don't know who that is, but I'm thinking the Watcher is if you watch the uh during at the end of episode 1, you saw kind of like clips of the series, and you know, like the episodes, and how in season 2 and how they're going to play out. And you see this guy, his like his eyes light up or whatever. You see him walking. I think it was with Picard or whatever, but I think that is the actor who played Dr. Bashir in Deep Space Nine. Yeah, Siddig
Ooh.
Al Fadil. I think he's actually come back. Alexander Siddig. Um, yes, I think he might be the Watcher. We shall see. And of course, Brent Spiner is also in the season 2, and he's probably playing like a descendant of Noonien Sung or something like that, possibly. Who knows? But yeah. So let's get to that part, Burley, that I really like, though.
Mhm.
Before we get into the Los Angeles parts, when Agnes, of course, she, and I just have to say this. I'm thinking, if you look very closely at the Borg Queen's face, and how her face looks, and you look at Agnes, right? You look at her face. She looks
Mhm.
very similar to Agnes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I get
I'm wondering if later on in the series Agnes actually does get assimilated and she is actually the Borg queen. I mean, because if you look at their
mhm.
faces, if you put them close up to each other, they look very similar. You know, if Agnes were to be a Borg queen, I mean, it looks their faces look very similar. So the actress who plays the Borg Queen and the actress who plays Agnes. But anyway, so that's just speculation about maybe where the season is going to go later on. But anyway, that part where Agnes links up to the Borg Queen to try to basically hack into her mind and to get the coordinates for where the Watcher is. Of course, obviously Picard was completely against that, thinking that she was going to be assimilated. Yeah.
Well, he warns her because he's like,
Yeah.
I was assimilated once. I became Locutus a Borg.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like, if you're gonna go do this, you just remember, like as you're looking at her and getting stuff from her, she's just simulating and looking into you. So don't
Yeah.
think you can just go in there in 10 seconds, grab what you need, and there's no risk. No, there's a
Yeah.
hell of a lot of risk. And
Yeah.
she's like, well, don't worry. When you plug me in, you're gonna be talking to me, and you can kind of hear me,
Yeah.
and you'll be able to tell my status before you pull me out.
Yeah. Yeah. But at the end, obviously, she is pulled out at Agnes before she gets
Mhm.
assimilated, and she has the information. And I just loved how she was playing with the Borg Queen. The Borg Queen had no idea that she had got that
Mhm.
information from her, and then how she
Mhm.
was like, saying, "Oh yeah, yeah, I got that information," and she's like, "How dare you infiltrate me like that?" It was so funny. It's like she was able to get the information, of where the coordinates are for the Watcher. So yeah. Okay, so let's get into Los Angeles, and obviously when they beam into the downtown part of the city, obviously they're of course broken up with each other. They beam into different parts of the city, and I mean Rios, oh man. I mean,
he got.
go ahead.
I said he got the short end of the straw. Everyone else kind of teleports fine. He teleports and you got the scaffolding or
Oh,
like those stairs on a building. He's trying to grasp on, but nope,
yeah.
can't grab it. And a smack, and you see the pool of blood. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
ooh,
Lucky he didn't die. Like, yeah,
yeah.
lucky he didn't crack his skull open there. But yeah, it was a pretty damn big concussion he got. So they take him to this hospital, or a clinic actually, where
Mhm,
it's they're actually treating undocumented immigrants, undocumented workers. So kind of
mhm,
illegals in a sense. So obviously, current day, LA and San Francisco and, in parts of California, we have, situations with illegal immigrants and everything and undocumented workers. I mean, that it's like that all around the United States too. But yeah, I mean, he gets, put into this clinic and, the nurse there, she's of course Spanish speaking and all. And it's funny how she like resets his fingers. It's like, yeah. And but yeah, so but his communicator obviously is in the hands of her son, it seems like, and he doesn't want to give it back.
mhm.
He's like finders keepers. Yeah. So
Hey, and you told me not to steal. Stealing is bad. And
yeah.
he's just like, damn kid. He could tell he's just like, come on, kid. I've
Yeah.
fallen. I'm in bad pain.
Yeah.
Come on, just give me that communicator.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to say, did this give you any vibes or flashbacks to a certain movie?
What scene actually in particular are you
No,
talking
I
about?
just mean in general. This
Oh
them
yeah, yeah,
going
like
and
Star
yeah,
Trek
Star Trek
4. Yeah, definitely
4.
Star Trek
Yeah, I was
4.
gonna
I
say
mean, The
this
Voyage
is
Home. Yeah.
channeling Star. This is the rest for a while because I doubt we're gonna get out by next episode out of 2024. So
No,
this
no,
is
no,
just
no.
right out of Star Trek 4, which is
Yeah.
nice. It's like
Yeah. I
seeing them
mean,
in a different environment and all that.
yeah. Yeah, I think pretty much it's a 10 episode season, so we're already through the third episode. I think we're probably going to be in 2024 for the good part of the season, I think. But I just want to go back real quick, Burley, to there was only like a 10-second clip of Q in this episode when he was on the ship
Yeah,
as they were about to, or when they were in that firefight before they jumped in time and everything. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting how John Delancey, in this episode, he was only like in 10 seconds worth of the episode, whereas in the previous episode, he was in for a good 5 minutes or so. But
yeah.
yeah. So okay, anyway, so
You blink and you miss them because it literally
yeah,
happened to me. Because
yeah,
I think I literally just blinked or I was grabbing a sip of my drink and I was like, "Is that John Delancey?"
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's just that right behind Picard there when he was at the helm, just speaking out to him real quick, and then then Picard turns and then he turns back and he's gone. So
yeah.
that's typical Q, but. All right, so let's get towards the end of the episode now. So, but of course, Rafi, when she, that was pretty funny when she, first beams down, and she's like in the area where the homeless are, and then
Um,
the other guy comes up, he's like, "Give me your money," and it's like she just takes him out,
mhm.
yeah,
I, I love that. And then she robs him,
yeah,
and 7 of 9's like, "Oh, I see you're making friends. Hey, you tried to rob me."
yeah,
She disassembles his gun and just takes the money. She's like,
yeah,
"What? We need money for the voyage home." Says
exactly,
that.
yeah, why not? Yeah, so, but so anyway, so yeah, Rios is in a predicament towards the end of the episode there because the police they show up,
Mhm.
because it's like I said, it's a clinic for undocumented, immigrants that are coming in that are undocumented and illegal, and so they're doing a raid basically, and yeah,
Yeah.
Rios is, he puts on like the doctor's robe and
Dr.
everything
Cope.
and tries to act like he's one of the doctors, and they're not, the police, the LAPD are not having it. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
and so go ahead.
that was a nice scene that he like because you can just tell he's like because he wants the badge, but B he feels bad for the lady that has helped him and healed him up and
Yeah,
stuff, and
yeah,
so he's like he's like because he could easily just escape and go back for the badge at a later time and just go not too far and watch and sit the place and then try and get
right,
the badge and then try and get it later.
right,
But he decides to help out, but boy, he should have just covered his right hand.
yeah,
That's what so lost him because he had the binding of the finger.
yeah, the
And he's like,
splint,
ah,
yeah,
that the split. And he's like, ah,
yeah,
that looks pretty fresh. It's like shit.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Come on! You can raid this place all you guys want. We got a 13-year-old boy that's on the table. He's bleeding to death. I need your help, or he's gonna die. Like I love that
yeah,
he's
yeah,
trying the sob story, and
yeah,
the ICE agent is just the typical I don't care piece of shit. Get you across the wall.
that's right. Yep. Put him across the wall, and of course they're in custody now. So obviously, episode 4, Rafi and Seven are going to have to figure out how to get him out of jail. That's going to be pretty interesting. So see how that goes. Maybe Rafi, with the money she took from that guy's wallet, she can use to pay off the, you know,
Yeah, that
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
pay off the
It's just
bail
a
or
small.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, bail's $100 for that, right?
Yeah, but it's interesting because they're not going to find any information on him whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, it's like
I
he's definitely going to be undocumented. So
okay to undocumented. They do the DNA. Can't
yeah,
find his DNA.
yeah, yeah. This guy doesn't even exist. Yeah. So yeah. So and then of course Rafi's communicator badge is like on the desk, and Picard's trying to get in touch with him at the end of the episode, and so that's where it ends, and that's where we leave off. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Picard and Agnes are able to get into the city as well. And I'm wondering, the girl from the first Isa Briones, who is from the first season. She was, of course, Data's daughter, so to speak,
Hmm.
and she's still in the present time. And I don't know how she's going to play into this series and how she is able to communicate with them or actually go back herself to help them out. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
Um,
you never know. You could get a scene like in the next episode or later on, John Delancey come in and be as Q and go, "By God, Picard, this is taking you so long. You're so old, my old friend, and all this.
uh-huh.
Here, I shall give you more help because you'll need it."
Yeah,
And just
maybe. Yeah,
warp her in. You never know because
yeah. You never know.
Q is Q. Q will do some weird things. So
Right.
I'm hoping next episode we get more of Q.
Yeah. Yeah, me
Because
too. Yeah, I'd like to see.
if you're bringing Q back and he is so integral to this story,
Yeah.
I want more and more of him because he's such a great character.
Yeah, and as I said in the previous episode, I think that Whoopi Goldberg is going to be in LA as well. So I think Guinan will be able to help in some way as well. So but I don't think she knows Picard yet, but maybe that's how they get to know each other. So yeah,
Yeah.
very interesting to see. So yeah, we shall see. We shall see. And it's interesting. I think it was uh, in one of the episodes of Discovery, they were talking about how the Federation had not had any kind of dealings or communications with the Q since the 25th century. And what's interesting is now we are in the Picard series. We are now in the 25th century. So maybe this
Hmm.
season is the final play with Q between Picard and Q and between Q and the Federation. So this will be
Quite
interesting to see.
possibly.
Yeah, quite possibly. So we shall see. But anyway, we're looking forward to our next episode where we'll go over the, of course, episode 4 as well. So and we're going to be doing episode 4 and episode 5 together, actually. So we will be doing those in a couple of weeks. So we shall do one episode for episodes 4 and 5. And then after that, every single episode from 6 through 10, we'll be doing one episode per week. So stay tuned for that. So I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burly Burleman Gaming on Twitch. So yeah, exciting to see what goes on moving forward. So we hope to catch you in the next episode of Warp Factor 10. So take care, everyone. Peace out.
Prepare to be simulated.